Hello everybody and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon. I'm back today with yet another episode of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We've got a full cast and crew with us, except for Mythomatic, who'll be back with us next week. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen. But let's go around the cast and crew, let's meet the players, and of course, our wonderful DM, Grimjack21502. Greg, how's it going, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing well. I am trying to ingest and absorb as much of the City of Splendors as is humanly possible, and then a little bit more because I am addicted to it. I have tied something around my upper arm. I am taking it intravenously now, and I wish to share this lovely fix with all of these fantastic players. Let's get to it.
Incredible. And of course, we have Pip with us tonight. Pip, how's it going? Good to see you.
Oh, no, nothing is working. Oh, God. Hi! Everything is working now. How's it going? How you guys all doing? It's good to be back. Sorry that I wasn't here for a little bit. I'm still a little bit sick, but I've got my tea, and I'm excited to escape a little bit.
Get away from it all. Remind us who you're playing this week as well.
So I'm going to be playing Morwen. She's a Triton bard. Carries a harp, a little bit terrifying. Cries at the drop of a hat. Just wonderful criminal human being. Just not human being, Triton being. Brain. It's gonna be a long evening. I feel it. I feel it.
Long night. Let's get ready for it. We have James with us tonight. James, how's it going, my friend?
I am doing very well. My usual setup is a little bit in pieces today, so I'm sitting here on my bed with a kitty in my lap, excited to go explore Waterdeep. I am playing a half-orc brawler, a monk right now who will continue his journey as a fighter as he grows and levels, named Val. He is a criminal, kind of a grifter and hitter all in one, and he has teamed up with Morwen in the past to relieve the overwealthy of Waterdeep of their financial burden, let's call it.
Great stuff. And of course, we have OG Vandy back with us tonight as Ruva. How's it going, Vandy?
It's going pretty well. Always excited for Mondays. So, yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Vandy. I'm going to be playing Ruva, the Tabaxi Barbarian, who still has not used Rage. We'll see if that's going to change this episode.
I'm feeling it may well do. That's awesome. And thank you to Pope, who's given a magic item for Val straight off the bat. Thanks so much, Pope. We appreciate that. As for myself, I'll be playing Graham, the Dragonborn Alchemist. Man, Graham's having a tough time of it right now. He's an artist at heart, but he keeps killing people. I think he's killed a couple of people now. Or stabbed a ghost and froze a person's death, and then they got refrozen, unfrozen by Myth's character. So at the end of the day, he's doing fine on the kill count, I think. He's just very easily led astray if needs be, but hopefully Ruva can help keep him in line, seeing as his Uncle Edmure isn't here today. And of course, thank you to Odysseus for subbing, and of course, a wild magic search, myself and Val from Pigeon. Thanks so much, my friend. Before we dive into things, I'll remind you guys of a couple of things. The first of which is that we're sponsored today by FancyGrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice. Go to Fancy Grounds, check out their demo license for free. WhalenGames.co.uk is a go-to destination for tabletop role-playing games, board games, Warhammer minis, all that good stuff, at up to 20% off the retail value, so check out their website. And last but not least, TabletopLoot.com. There are dice given away every single game here. The season on Encounter Roleplay, so stick around to the end. We're giving you guys away a set of dice. You can interact with today's game as we play it live. There is a tweet for you guys, 20 retweets at viewer decision. And of course, you can donate to affect the game as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. But I will hand over to our Dungeon Master, Greg, to remind us what happened last week on the show and to take us into this episode of The Dragon Heist.
Fantastic, my friend. And as we often say, we have to go backwards to go forwards. And I thought that what I would do is, since we are in Waterdeep, the City of Splendors, and if you really want to know what happened in the old episode, it's best to go check them out on the VOD or YouTube. So to get right to the heart of the matter, which is today's episode, I will simply be giving the town crier version of what happened last week. And so, ding, 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 hey, 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 Hey ye! Morrowind gone! Tension in London's fog! A drow with a hat caused shenanigans! A mission given by the greatest writer in the realms, Volo, to find his friend Floon. Also, as I look through my notes, we have to go to... There are missing non-humans everywhere in the dock ward. There's also a strange shop with strange purple drug-like smoke that affects dragonborns. Do not eat the lettuce at the Skewered Dragon. Chort, the bartender there, would greatly like his teeth back, but he will settle for a painting of his smile. There seems to be a dwarven necromancer and a mail-plated figure. They mentioned a fish girl. See headline 1, Morrowind gone. Hear he, hear he. We ended the last episode with skeleton arms grabbing the ankles of Val and Graham. See you on the morrow. And so, as we...
Well done. That was amazing.
I'm all caught up. I feel like I was there. Well, I wasn't, but
You're there, right? Okay. So as we delve back into the City of Splendors and as we delve back into Waterdeep, once again, we're going to go back before we go forward, because what happened to our little fish girl? What happened to Morwen outside of London's fog? Well, we shall find out right now. As when last we saw Morwen, she was being asked a question by the man known as the Dreamer. The man who normally walks around the streets of Waterdeep saying, I've dreamed it all. City of Splendors, the city of dreams. And upon reaching the London's fog, Morwen felt a hand on her shoulder, and when she was turned, or she looked, there stood the Dreamer, and he asked, What do you dream, Morwen? And I would like Morwen to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
ooh, oh, okay.
Right off the bat.
Oh no, I was not ready. Nice. Wow, you like this? That's a 14.
So, as the Dreamer asks, What is your dream, Morwen? Morwen, you find yourself compelled to tell the truth. Now, if this is something that you would like to remain secret to the other players, but of course not to anybody else that's listening, I will ask the players to take off their headsets. If it is something that you don't mind sharing or you believe will come up organically in the course of roleplay, they can leave them on. It's up to you whether or not the deepest, darkest fantasy, the dream of Morwen, is worth the ears of these people around you at this time.
No, they can take off their headsets, I think.
Very well. I would like to ask
What's
the
our
rest of the
cue
party.
to put him back on?
I'll do this. I'll
We'll both
I'll
do this
touch
like
my ears.
crazy.
A kind gesture.
What is your dream, Morwen?
I just want my home. We don't know that much about everywhere else, and people get sick a lot. And I figure maybe in a town like this, in a place like this, I could learn things to help my people. And maybe I could help them, live for a really long time. Like, maybe I could live for a really long time. Maybe we could all never die.
He leans forward, his beautiful, kingly eyes mere inches from your own. But do you dream for you, or do you dream for them?
I think maybe I dream for me. I want to know all there is to know. I don't want to have all the time in the world to find it.
He pulls back. And so Waterdeep has heard your dream, Morwen. And he turns and walks away. But just as he walks away, some type of device, a rod, strikes into your back, and I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okay. Let me roll a dice, and then let me find where it is. What's that? So that is a 16.
Okay, that is exactly what you needed. So as you get zapped by this, you feel and see something kind of obstruct your vision, but you are aware enough to realize that this is some type of a hood, perhaps even a sack of some kind, and you're able to kind of bust free from it and stumble down the street a bit. But it is mere seconds later when you feel again this rod hit your side, and I will unfortunately need another Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, that's an 8.
You feel yourself drift off to sleep. But where you wake, let's just wait and see where that is. Let's see if we can get there. How long?
Yeah.
So, as we cut back down to the dock ward, we have Val and we have Graham, as the two of you have just heard a dwarf say, "Now, why do you be following us?" As skeletal hands grabbed your ankles. And at this time, I believe it is only reasonable to ask that everyone roll some initiative, as if you turn your face to Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, we have a map that is coming into view.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Yes. Bad boy up here.
Well, damn.
Alrighty, and let's see if we could drag Val and Graham would be. Let me see. I think I can place you guys. Perhaps not. We're going to let. Oh wait. If you guys could drag yourselves, as I am, I think, interrupting everyone. Val, you should be right around here. Oops. As I find my control button. Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
You're in front of the bottom one, and Graham is in front of the top one. You guys want to place yourselves there. And then, Ruva, as you are coming down the street, you notice two things. One, Edmure is nowhere to be found. And two, your friends have now stepped out of the shadows, as whether it's certainly not by their own fault, but they appear to be engaged in some type of martial display. You can tell by their rocking of their bodies that something has happened physically. You're not quite sure what it is yet from your angle.
How do I place myself?
You should be able to drag your person onto the map.
If I drag my token... No, it doesn't want to do it.
No.
I wonder if it's because Greg, you own these sheets because you made them for us. Try like double clicking on the sheet, and rather than just grabbing the token up top left, there's like a token here. I'm showing it on the stream, and I think this one is our actual token that you want to drag on.
Where would that be?
If you look on
give me-
the vMix now, I'm showing it here.
Oh, right.
This one here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I've been grabbing for you guys, and it hasn't been pulling. That's why I was trying to grab, and for whatever reason it was not. I'm trying to look to see if I can unlock it somewhere. Sometimes there's weird lock things on them. Right. No, none of that's going to work.
I'm gonna run my initiative while it's happening, because I think cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
so go right ahead and move.
Oh,
I was
top
gonna say
right
the
corner,
sheets
there's
in
a,
read
there's a little
only.
lock that says read only, yeah.
Mm.
Can you unlock it up in the top right corner?
Let me see. I don't see that.
Huh.
I've tried that as well. Oh, on the actual map itself, Greg, if you look on the vMix again, I'll show
my
you.
bad. Yep, that was me. I knew it was locked somewhere.
There it is.
Oh, nope. Still
Hey!
You guys place now?
No.
Ah, damn.
No,
No.
it's still locked for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
It
Okay,
added
well,
some
listen,
sort
you
of
guys-
top row.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
and all that does is give me the ability to like mask and things like that.
You want to drag
You
the
should be-
combat tracker, someone says.
Yeah, okay, I'll add you guys to that and we'll see.
And I'm worried if we can drag ourselves in front of combat tracker.
I'm just throwing more
Okay.
in there too, because. Give me 1 sec.
Oh, also,
There
whilst this is
we
happening,
go.
I'm going to roll my wild magic service.
Put Ruva there.
Hey, cool.
Excellent.
Hey.
Where is Graham?
Yeah, let's see myself go. I'm gonna look up some
Come
wild
on.
magics. There was one for me, one for Val, and one for the town crier. I rolled 3, so we can just look them up now while we're doing this. So look, Graham's wild magic is that all within 50 yards have conflicting memories of the past day, which I think is probably true because Graham got pretty high recently, and so he doesn't really.
Yes, and so did
well.
Edmure, and
So did
yep.
Edmure, yeah. 8841 for Val. An overwhelmingly foul stench issues from Val's point. Okay?
My point.
The point that you're at, I guess, your target point, but yes, from.
Well,
Where you
I mean,
are.
that's not too different from normal.
Right.
Well, we'll say that the stench of the undead are wreaking havoc on the area.
Yes. Right, that's correct, mate. Alright, and then last one, which is for the Town Crier, 3927. When reduced to 1 hit point, the Town Crier ages 2d10 years. When he's reduced to 1 hit point, he ages 8 years? Yeah, 8 years. Alright.
Hear ye.
Okay, next time we see him, he will be older. All right.
It's got back aches. Like,
Right. Okay, so as we get in here, let's see what were your initiative rolls, everybody, as I reset myself. And then we shunk.
I still can't seem to drag myself on. That's weird.
I got you on there, though. I think you're on there.
You got me on there?
Yep, you should be just
Oh,
right
you're
on
right.
the
Yeah,
top.
I already
You're
see
the-
myself on. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, moving down.
Okay,
Never
so
happened
it is.
before.
It is. Let's see. More. Everybody. So it's going to go Ruva, Val, Graham, and then the skeletons. So I will go to Ruva. You have seen this happen. You don't know exactly what's going on, but you believe your friends to be in a bit of trouble. Ruva, Graham, Val, and then.
okay, so I will take out my harpoon and start kind of jogging up there Is this kind of an approximation, or is this like actually accurate in terms of distance?
We stated in the narrative last time that you said you were hanging back about 40 feet. That you were kind of walking at a distance to allow Graham and Val. So you're 40 feet, but you're also 10 feet striking distance with the harpoon, I believe is what we have as your throwing range or your radius for it. So if you want to move forward, you can definitely hit that skeleton that's kind of in between the two of them.
Yeah, sure.
And as you move, as you move forward, Ruva, you can see that these bursting out through this is uneven dockward ground, so where the cobblestones kind of end and the mud and the rainwater have cut ruts into this alleyway, you see these hands and skeletons bringing themselves up through this loose earth now, and as they're grabbing hold of your two friends, you see that one of them is kind of pushing up one of the lone cobblestones in this area as it slides off the left shoulder blade and down the back of the rib cage, and this is the one that you may attack should you wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna like slam down my harpoon into the skeleton, just trying to get him underneath the cobblestone.
Okay.
So I'll roll for it, I guess.
You absolutely roll for it. Let's see what we got.
So this is a +5 to hit. Ooh, that is a 21.
That'll do it. So roll me some damage as you are able to hit this skeleton.
Okay. 2d6. So, that's only 3 damage. 3 damage. And I'm not going to throw it. I'm just going to like jab it down.
Okay. And so as you're bringing this harpoon down, kind of like a swiping motion more than anything else, you do, in fact, lay some heat of 3 damage on this skeleton. As we jump now to Graham. Graham, you look down at your ankles and you have these skeletal digits, the ring finger missing as whatever man this had once been died in the dock ward of Waterdeep, and the wedding ring he wore was cut from his fingers. But that's neither here nor there, as this alleyway is not hallowed ground, and this man has been brought back to do someone else's bidding. He's at your ankle.
I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost at the creature in a panic. And let's see, that is a 19 hit. Ray of Frost does what? A D8? Yeah, D8 cold. Yay! 1 point of cold damage. So like, get away from me! Is it like it's got like its bony hand going onto my arm, and I just kind of brush it away with a dusting of ice cold magic, and I'm gonna stay where I am. But
okay. Looking good, guys. Let's.
Yeah, this is 1 point of damage. I'm nailing this.
Okay, so as we go over and skip down, we now get to Val. Val, you're in the same set of circumstance as this formerly a skeleton from a female comes up through the ground. Her left socket is smashed where a cut purse had taken what remained of her money in the City of Splendors. And again, she has been brought back from this makeshift graveyard in the alley of Dockward. She's been brought back to do one thing: take you down with her. What would you like to do?
I normally only lay the hurt down on the rich and powerful, but I think for you I'll make an exception. So one thing I have about Val, one thing about his character is that I have a great club on his character sheet, but he doesn't carry it around with him. I have this idea in my head that he's just able to find a big, blunt, improvised weapon in just about any circumstance. So as the skeletal hand grabs onto his ankle, he looks around desperately for something to use as a weapon, and he finds this big old iron pipe kind of lodged in one of the tenements nearby, and I grab it and I wrench it out of the wall, and I try and bludgeon this skeleton's bones into breaking. So I am gonna make an attack roll at +6. Blah. That is a 10.
I'm afraid a 10 does not hit. As this creature, you see it come down and it just misses a bit as the creature itself, you saw part of the skeleton frame, you swung for it, hit true, powderized it, and realized it was a loose bit of bone, perhaps of a partially decayed person on top of it that's kind of slothed away as the creature that was holding your leg has come up to you. And as they have all come up, they will all now take a swipe, one individually on each of you. Unless, I'm sorry, did you want to do anything else? Bonus action or move around? Okie dokie.
Nope.
So, first roll is going on Ruva. And that is going to be a, I don't know why it says Val, but that is a 19. And
That
then,
hits.
okay, and then we will do this for Graham. A 10?
No. Haha.
Okay. And
Think about it.
15. And this
That'll
one is
just
going
do it on
to
me.
Val.
Yep, I'll just do it.
Okay, so as they are using simply their hands, Ruva, you take, you see 3 + 2, that'll be 5 damage. And Val, you will take 4 damage for me, please. As these skeletons are dropping some hurt on our first level characters. So let's go back up to the top of the initiative order. Ruva, you see some desperate times here as these undead seem to be winning this battle in Waterdeep.
I feel like I'll just look out and just... Who even are you?
The dwarf seems to be gone that brought
Oh,
these
it's-
creatures into play.
It's just skeletons
Just the
now? Ugh,
just the skeletons
God.
remain, yeah.
Okay, then I'll just kind of look at him and be like, God, ugh, just slam down the harpoon one more time. On the one that is just in front of me. And that's a 24 to hit.
That will definitely hit. Go right ahead and roll me some
damage.
damage.
That's
Very
10
good.
damage.
Okay, so with that, as you bring this brutal strike down, it hits the skeleton and powderizes the skull down into the chest cavity, and for a moment the eye sockets are kind of vacantly looking through and around the sternum as it crumples into a loose pile of bones again at your feet. Yours seems to be gone, but Graham and Val are not so lucky. Graham, you have your friend at your feet.
I'm gonna try and stab it with my dagger. 'Cause I'm panicking. And that's a 12 to hit.
The 12 will not hit, my friend. I am sorry.
Ah!
Is there any? Is there anything you would like to do?
Really do. No, I don't want to step away. I think he's brave enough to kind of like Elizabeth Swann's father in Pirates when he's fighting the hand. He's just sort of like at it, and that's all I gotta do in my turn.
Fantastic. So we will go now to Val. Val,
Ruva!
you have your pipe. You have a skeleton, and you have concerns, I think.
Oh yeah. Bags of bones like you should not be walking around like living folk. Just die already. That is going to be a 14 to hit.
That will hit, my friend. So
Now
as
we're
you are
talking.
using a club, yeah, double this. There we go.
It's going to
So,
be
with the
11 damage.
Yep. So as you swing true, like a someone playing stickball in these very alleys, you take and describe to me how this creature with the improvised weapon meets its end as you are down to yet one skeleton.
Yeah, so this skeleton has now risen up to its full height. It sort of left this jagged claw mark along my leg as it stood up. And so I managed to disengage from it about 3 feet back. And I wind up and I crack the pipe against its head, which separates from its bony body and flies into the wall of one of the houses, where it bursts like a firecracker. And the bones of its remaining skeleton just crumple useless onto the ground.
With the smack of the skeleton's head against the side of this tenement building, there is a yell from 3 stories up through an open window in between the 6 seconds that we have of, "Hey, be quiet down there!" And then a bucket of slop, which you can only assume to be humanoid waste, splashes into the alley as the noise is causing quite a ruckus, or at least keeping the working folk awake. As we go to our lone remaining skeleton on Graham as it takes its shot. 9 hit you, Graham?
9 does not hit me, so no.
Okay. All right. So
11 is what you're looking for.
11 is the magic number. Okay, so as it misses, I will then allow, as the 3 of you turn, give me the narrative of how the 3 of you take out this remaining skeleton. It's not going to stand another barrage of all of you all, and narratively, I don't want to make sure that the dice kill one of you with a skeleton that you can surely take out. So together, how do you take out this last one?
I guess after hearing Graham kind of panic, I'll kind of go into like mother cat mode and just I guess try to hit the skull while just skimming past Graham and just kind of throw it there and then yank it back.
So you're going for like a pull cue strike? Like you're going like right over the shoulder? Okay.
Yeah, just pop him.
Graham, as this harpoon zips past by your dragonborn ear and strikes into the eye socket of this murdered man, it pulls free, and as it pulls free, you get a good look as the skeleton comes, the skull comes right by your head as it retracts, and for a moment, it's where its ear would have been, touches where your ear is, and you can hear, for just a moment, the dying words of this man. And it says, "I got the job." And it pulls past.
Oh, what does he mean?
No, it was the guy who got the job.
He's 2 weeks away from retirement. Who? What did he mean?
And the alleyway is still.
What did who mean? Are you okay?
No.
Val, are you okay?
I've been better, but I'm not dying.
I hate skeletons.
He said he got the job. How could he speak? He was dead.
Who? The skeleton spoke to you?
Yes.
Graham, listen, I understand that this has been a tough scrape, but this is not... Skeletons don't speak like this.
Yeah, try and pull yourself together, kid.
Okay, I know what I heard. Why would
Did he say something to you?
He said that he got the job. Didn't seem like a good job to me. We're dead.
Would I know anything about, like, necromancy or dead things?
I'll let anybody that wants to roll an Arcana check. Graham's DC is going to be lower than everyone else's, though.
Okay.
All right. How could I
And what
fail
specifically?
this? Oh shit! I
Nat
got 20.
20.
Okay, well, I got a 8.
I know. I moonlight as a necromancer. Yeah.
Okay, so Graham, narratively, here's how we're going to play this. You're convinced that what you heard when that went past was actually the voice of the soul, the spirit of this fallen phantom, this skeleton that was brought back. But more so than just the idea of necromancy to somebody in your field, even though you didn't do that well in uni, it's one of the more popular classes, or one of the things that, a lot of people kind of like the idea of learning a little bit about necromancy. So in Necromancy 101, that, skeletons are one of the easier things to bring back. They're very weak, but at the same time, they carry an essence of that past life. And so regardless of what the others are saying that you should get over it, you should, you're hearing things, what you heard. And however that makes Graham feel, whether it be pity or rage, you're convinced that whoever is bringing these creatures back to life, presumably the dwarf that you all encountered, is someone that definitely doesn't have the wishes of the deceased at heart. And also at the same time, you remember from being in Waterdeep as long as you have, that this type of magic is not only frowned upon, it is highly illegal.
Right. Yeah, no, guys, I remember from when I was in uni, and I didn't take this class, but I had a friend. She was really nice. She would give me her lunch sometimes when I didn't have any, because my parents, they always forgot to pack me my lunch. But she took this necromancy class, and I remember her telling me all about it. And it's like super illegal, like worse than what Uncle Edma's drugs are. And sometimes skeletons are the easy ones, but they have like a bit of their past former alive self inside of them. So whoever that guy was, he might have just gotten a job recently.
Like a real job.
I don't know.
When he was alive.
When he was alive, probably, yeah.
I don't know much about skeletons or dead things, only how to make them dead things. But if there's someone who is breaking the rules or causing these skeletons to rise and attack, something must be done about this.
Yeah, we should probably tell the authorities about this.
No, we don't bring the cops into this. These folks have wronged us on their own terms. We need to settle it on our own terms.
Well, there was a dwarf here a minute ago, and then he just disappeared. And then there were the skeletons, so maybe he was the one that's doing the necromancy, Uncle Edmund's always talking about settling it on the streets.
Do you get down to the dock ward often, Graham?
Not anymore, not since the event.
The City Watch, they like to say that they're trying to clean up the act around here. They like to pat themselves on the back for being tough on crime in these poor neighborhoods, but let me tell you, they don't really care one whit about the folks who live in the muck and the dirt and the sea-salted breeze of the dock ward. The rule down here is, if you want to get something done, you do it yourself. So let's find that dwarf.
All right, I like that. Yeah. Fishing.
Where did he go,
Atkins
Graham?
Police work. Yeah, let's follow that dwarf. Maybe we could find some tracks.
Graham, I just don't want you to get hurt.
Hey, I stabbed that skeleton and a ghost, and I think I might have killed a man earlier today.
You did a very good job of defending yourself. We are just...
Well, but here's the thing. If it's going to take a while for the police to get involved, like Val says, and that's longer that we go without finding Morwen, and she might be in danger if she's been taken by these people and they have skeletons. Maybe she's a skeleton too now.
No, I don't much like the thought of that.
Don't say this. Where is Edmure?
Well, I'm here to go get some shoes.
That sounds like him.
All right, let's find this dwarf and maybe Morrowind. I hope she's okay. Or little fish.
And with that excellent segue, we pull back from our bird's eye view of Waterdeep's alley in Dockward, and we drift ever so slightly deeper into the city, to the lane of candles, which is barely lit, and inside a warehouse there, while seated on a chair and bound to it, Morwen, you wake up.
Well, hello? Hello? Hey, no.
You hear from over your shoulder, she's awake. And this big, burly human comes around with a shaved head, but you can tell that if the hair were allowed to grow in, it would only be a horseshoe around the side of his incredibly thick and stout head, neck, chest, as he comes around and he smells of old cheese and older meat, and he gets right up in your face. Look at her with her eyes open. She's a fish, she is. She's the one we want.
Why? I'm not a fish. Hello? Hello? How can I help you, friend?
She talks like she's people.
I don't understand. You don't think I'm a people? Are you going blind? Hello?
At this point, a smaller man comes up and kind of doesn't push, but negotiates the larger brute out of the way. I'm very sorry about that. You ran away from your village, didn't you? Little fish girl.
Sorry, can I help you? Do I know you, friend?
No, but you're a little fish girl in the city of Waterdeep. And there's a price for a little fish girl. Because her village is looking for her. And we
goodness.
mean to.
No. Okay, so I think there's been a big misunderstanding. Yes.
Right.
I'm not
Here's the
actually,
mistake part, boys. This is the mistake part.
Okay, so I'm not actually like 100% fish. I'm sort of like 40% elf, and like it's kind of strange, right? I'm not quite fish. See, like I don't speak the fish speak. Like we shut like I can't.
We must be wrong then. We must
I think so.
Everyone, let's wrap it up. We were wrong.
Yes, thank you. I knew you'd understand. Let me go from this chair, and we'll just, it'll be fine. I'll forgive you this once. It's okay. It's all good.
Absolutely. I tell you, I'll tell you what now. What we'll do is, we'll let you sit there for a bit, and then 2 people are going to come by, and we will let you out of your chair, and you will be able to take a walk with them to a boat. And I know that it's probably, blasphemous, but you'll be getting aboard a boat, and you'll be going on a trip.
No!
Yay,
no,
the ocean!
You misunderstand! You misunderstand! I don't do the ocean. I don't do boats. I live here now. This is my home. You are lifting me from my home, sir. I do not wish to be lifted from my home, sir.
I feel terrible about this.
Good. You should.
Tommy, did we make... I don't think we made a mistake, boss.
No, I
Maybe
think you
she's
made a mistake.
Freshwater fish girl.
No.
Huh?
Oh, do you think I'm a freshwater fish? Do I look like a freshwater? You wouldn't know. All right, look. Okay, so here's the deal.
Insulted her, boss.
Here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal, friends. All right, so I've been here a little while, and when I go missing, people worry and people look. So here's the deal: you're gonna let me go now, and I'm gonna walk away, all right? And then all is forgotten. I don't know what you look like. I don't know what pork life here looks like. It's gonna be fine. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, right? I'm not getting on no boat. I'm not leaving here. You're gonna let me go before people worry about where I am. I will have you know that I am like 80% elf, right? So there's no fish skill to be had. You've made a mistake. Let me go.
So you're 80% elf now. And we should let you go because of your elven heritage.
I don't really know. You know what humans and elves and things are like. They all do the weird dancing. Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You're talking to a human. Yes.
Yes, no, I get it. You guys are discussing. Right, I'm with you. Look, I'm not getting on your boat. My friends are gonna come and they're going to beat the ever-living like hell out of you. So let's just let me go, right?
This is the boyfriend part. This is the girlfriend part where someone's going to come and kill us, everyone. Get here, it's the fish girl telling us about someone to come. She's got powerful friends, fellas. And at this point, there's a group of like 5 people that come and they're standing around, and most of them are just sitting there like, all right, this is the best part. I love this part. Okay, how big are they?
Okay,
is she like
okay.
really tall?
No, yeah.
Fat?
So she's like really tall, and she's got little ears, and it's amazing. And then like I've got he's like a half orc, right? And like he cleans a good glass, but Michael, you want to see him hit things? He's very scary, and he's got like big teeth, right? And then
they always say the half orcs. They always say the half orcs.
It's great. No, so it's really scary because this is like and she's really tall. She's like super tall. And then there's this half orc, and then there's this little dragon guy, and he's got like scales, and he's really fur, his claws, right? And he's really fur skin, and then there's this guy who's obsessed with shoes. And
the smaller human leans forward and says, "Next time you're kidnapped, don't explain any of your possible saviors as being little. Continue."
Okay, sorry. So he's got a big dragonborn. Okay, everybody's gonna be. I'm with you. Okay, so he's got scales. He's got big. And he's scary, and I don't know what he does. But he stabbed a ghost. I saw him stab a ghost. You know how scary that is? I saw him stab a ghost.
Roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Have I put perception on this thing now so I can just do it? Did I do it? I did. Oh, okay. Maybe I didn't. Well, shit. That's not what I was hoping for.
So as you're sitting there, Morwen, and you're explaining the powerful nature of your friends and how these kidnappers have made an awful mistake.
Like 80% elf. I'm sorry.
You're 80% elf, right? I mean, this is an obvious mistake. You don't see the black-clad figures descend from the rafters until they are literally within a foot or two of your audience. And as 3 of these men die in a spray of blood, as you see these hands reach around their throats from a lowered level and a blade drug across them, you see Tommy, the presumably big boy, as the waddle of fat and flesh splits open, revealing the bloodied fat and muscle as his windpipe is cut, and he gurgles and moves to the side. Battle is quickly joined as you see 4. You know what these creatures are because you've just seen one of them. The detective who was at the murder scene, the bird-looking man with the cigar in his beak. These are 4 of his race as they are laying waste to these kidnappers. But for a moment, Morwen, no one is looking at you as this fight is joined. What would you like to do?
I am going to. Can I knock my chair over and try and get out of the chair?
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try and like knock my chair over and kind of like hop it across to somewhere, or wiggle it across to somewhere a little bit more shaded, and then I'm gonna try and get out of it.
Now, are you going to try to do the I'm in a chair, I'm going to jump with the chair, or are you trying to knock yourself over and then kind of wiggle where you want to go?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna knock the chair over. I'm just gonna throw all myself sideways, and then kind of wiggle across the floor. 'Cause to me,
Gotcha.
sounds like a better plan.
Sounds good. Okay, so make me either a strength or dex check. I will allow you to make either, as you like an athletics or an acrobatics.
Yeah. Let's go with that one, please. 15.
So with a very fluid just back and forth, you tip the chair over and you're able to kind of begin to, pardon the pun, swim your way over towards the darkened corner of the warehouse as you're kind of moving back and forth. As you're kind of moving back and forth towards the corner, you're able to get yourself removed from this battle, which is escalating. It's been going on for about 20 seconds. A few more men have rushed in. You're unsure of whose side they are on, but there are bodies everywhere. No one is paying attention to you as you make your way into a darkened corner of this large place. What would you like to do at this point?
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to break out of my chair.
This is going to require a strength check, and I will tell you now, the DC, because you're the higher you get above the DC is how quickly you do it. You can eventually do it. It's going to be a DC 10 just to get out. Anything higher than that is going to be how quickly you do so.
Okay. So let's do one of these. Just a flat
So
strength
wild
check,
magic
yeah?
surge for Moran as well. I can roll that up for you if you like.
Yes, please.
Ooh, nice and high. Let me look this up real quick. 7,240 for Morwen. Thank you, Pigeon. Is your head?
Oh no. Oh no!
Your head is flattened on top like a pounded wooden steak. You've got like a flat head. Greg,
Great.
interpret as you wish.
I'm excited.
Yeah, let's roll this strength check. Okay, you nailed
18.
it. Okay, so what you do is the only way that you can kind of figure out how to get yourself out of this is to break the chair. You're tied in such a way it's going to take you way too long to kind of shrug out of the bindings, but you think the chair itself is like rickety as hell. So with just kind of flexing and contracting back and forth, you're able to get enough momentum going that the chair breaks underneath of you. But when it finally gives and the bindings kind of snap and give way almost with an elasticity, the top of it swings around and it's the what would have been the former chair back smacks you on the top of the head. And as it smacks you on the top of the head, I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh, okay. Please. Well.
And much like Jack Burton during the big battle in Big Trouble in Little China, you have successfully moved and extracted yourself from the chair, and just as you kind of
A
burst free
resplendent offering.
and stand up, it spins around and smacks your head, slightly flattening it as you drop unconscious.
Good. Yes, I am the best at this.
That's the move. And I want to thank here Dragon Zero, plays 30 pounds, and says, here, a magic item and a mount for Morin for being such a great character. Thanks so much, Dragon. It's not all bad. You may have a flat head, but magic a lot. And a mount.
I
It feels flat. It's not really flat. So it just feels like it kind of. It feels like it kind of evened out.
You win some, you lose some.
That's it.
Right. Okay, but you do drop into unconsciousness as the last thing that you see as the back of the chair flips and smashes you in the head, and as your eyes roll back and you collapse down into the shadowy corner, you see that these birdmen, these Kenku that came, have won as the bodies of your kidnappers lay on the floor getting colder and not older. And they seem to be looking around the area, but you in this corner behind some of the stacks of various materials, you slump and know no more. And we cut back out to the alleyways where we have Val, we have Ruva, and we have Graham. And at this point, Val, when you are kind of looking over the fact that you're holding this pipe, there is a kind of a screech of metal, and you look back, and that's when the reinforcement, which was the pipe in your hand, with its absence, it gives away a kind of haphazard, rigged together gutter system that collapses from about the third floor down into the alleyway, spilling water and kind of algae runoff. But upon further inspection of the pipe that you hold, you're not sure exactly where the tinkerer or the mechanic that used it retrieved this thing, but it appears to have some type of iconography along its what looked like a pipe, but now looks more like a solid rod that is not hollow.
What does this icon look like?
You can roll me an Arcana check.
Absolutely. Let's see here. What is my bonus to Arcana? 0. No, I don't recognize this thing. Runes and sigils. I don't understand this one bit.
I could take a look at it if you wanted. I mean, might take me a little while.
Of course, Graham, you have a mind for this. Here, what do you make of this symbol? I pass him the iron bar.
Oh. You want me to
I will take either, as you have a bit more knowledge in this field, I will take an Arcana or a religion check from Graham.
Both equally terrible, so let's roll religion. And have some faith. 16!
Have some faith. Ha ha ha.
Graham, you look over this rod, and it becomes very apparent that it is not a pipe. It is not a piece of what this place would have been rigged up as part of the gutter system. It was probably found and used to support this for whatever reason. But this length of rod, 2.5, 3 feet, is very solid. It's dense, but yet it's maintains a fluid and a light heft to it that belies what would have been like a heavier metal. But when you look, you can't make out many of the symbols, but one of them strikes you because you really liked it in uni, and maybe you saw somebody that just out of just defiance for their parents got a tattoo of this symbol. It looks like the symbol for Cyric, the god of murder.
Oh, these are so cool.
Oh, so what is it, Graham? You recognize it?
There was
What
this
is
really
it,
punk
Graham?
chick in uni. She was like the girl that all the bad guys wanted, and she had a tattoo of this, and it's of Cyric, the god of murder. Yeah,
What the
it's a
hell?
big thing. Yeah, no, that's not a pipe. That's like a magic weapon, or something. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This is something cursed.
Maybe. Well, maybe someone just thought it was really cool.
I'll hang on to this. I don't much like killing in the name of Cyric, but maybe it will be fitting karma for someone down the road. And I'll hang on to the pipe.
Yep, it's cool to me.
I don't like that at all. Ugh. I just, we cannot just stand in this alley. We have to move. I don't want more skeletons coming at me.
The house with the symbol of the serpent on the door. That's what that bartender told us.
Shall we look for it?
Aye.
Onward then, and I'll step past them and step out, or just kind of look out from the alley, just making sure there's not a lot of people around, and then I'll go right. Pick a direction.
I'll continue in the same direction.
Yep. You guys descend kind of deeper into the dock ward, and you quickly come to a very Harry Potter-esque alley or a road as it kind of juts back and forth, and it never quite reaches that zig where it would obscure the zag. So if you're looking at the end of this lightning bolt of an alley, you can still see the end, but it has angles that pop, almost obscuring the architecture of Waterdeep in this place. And there seems to be one lone candle, one lone source of light that doesn't illuminate this place, but tricks the darkness into remembering the dawn as you all kind of creep from the alley that you're in and you look down Candle Lane.
Aptly named. I would have assumed there'd be more candles.
I guess you get through them, you know? You got a whole lane of them.
Is the candle at a particular shop, or is it just at the entrance of the lane?
As luck would have it for you guys, you are at the end of Candle Lane and the light is at the other end of Candle Lane. So to get to it, you must pass through this zigzag of shadow.
All right. I'll go first. Graham, stay behind me. Val, are you okay making sure this little one doesn't get in trouble?
I've got his back. Got your back too.
Thank you, friend. And I'll start walking through the shadowy zigzag of a road.
Are you striding through, or are you trying to skip to the shadows? As most of this place is actually bathed in shadow. Are you trying to be quiet, stealthy, or are you
Definitely trying to be quiet.
Intimidating? Okay,
I'm
stealth check.
I'm definitely trying to be quiet. And not necessarily sticking to the shadows, but definitely just keeping a close eye out. 19.
So Graham, almost in an exact 180 of what was witnessed just a few moments before when you left the Skewered Dragon, where Ruva stepped out and saw Graham and Val disappear into the shadows. Val and Graham, you witness your barbarian friend as she turns and she skips into the shadows, quickly disappearing. What would the two of you like to do?
How cool is she?
We can't just let her go off on her own like that. We need to follow close behind.
Yep.
Hopefully my orcish dark vision gives me a little bit of leeway in the shadowy alley. But, Graham, keep close. I know your eyes aren't quite as sharp in the dark.
That's true. I should really be wearing glasses. But, you know. Oh, right.
Are you
Ruva.
guys going to... Yeah, are you guys moving stealthily, or are you just kind of trailing?
I think stealth.
Like last time.
Stealth is of the essence. And I'm not bad at that either. Oh, behold.
Nice, dirty 20. And Graham?
Let's see what the G-Man has. That is a 5.
Oh, no.
So good.
And thus the dice turned for young Graham as it was a spiral unto death. Now, so Graham, you kind of see both of your friends live and breathe this darkness as they skip into it, and maybe it's that you're impressed with it, the vision of it, that as you move, you just didn't see the bottle at your feet that kind of ding, 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 rolls down a little bit, and you stop because that always makes things quieter. And
Definitely.
Ruva and Val, you guys would hear that bottle kind of skip off the stones a little bit.
I think if it passed me, I'd just grab the bottle and put it aside. Just.
Yeah, it skips all the way forward to Ruva, and she just reaches down, not even looking, and picks it up and puts it on a nearby windowsill and lets it go.
Ugh. Just shake my head and keep going.
Okay, Ruva, you are the first to get to the end of the alley. As you're looking around, everybody that's passing through here, Graham included, roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
4. Jeez.
Not much better.
Nothing
Everybody's
presents itself to you all. Yeah, nothing presents itself to you all. And those of you with quote-unquote normal vision, even with the slight adjustment, the closer you get towards the distant candle of Candle Lane, and even for Val, as he's looking at the black and white and shades of gray of his dark vision, nothing stands out. Nothing. There are no threats that seem to be evident. No, traps. No ambushes that seem ready to be swept or struck or brought to bear. And as you get down to the end of the zigzag of Candle Lane, the one lone candle in the one unshattered lantern, presumably here in the dock ward, illuminates across the street of the alley a lone door, and that door holds the mark of the serpent.
There. Across the road. We will go when there are not many people going.
That is wise.
And I'll just wait until the lane kind of quiets down until there's really nobody, and then I'll walk or just kind of just skip over to the door.
Yeah, this place is as quiet as a tomb. I mean, there's nobody. I mean, it's been rather animated with the skeletons, but after their return to the earth, you haven't heard anything other than the rodents. You haven't seen anyone walking on these cobblestones. For all that you know, Ruva, as you kind of look around to pick your time, you are alone.
I don't like this one bit.
Neither do I. And I'll very lightly just knock at the door.
I hold my breath.
Okay, I'll peer through the window. Is there a window that I can see through?
I tell you guys what, why don't you take a look at Fantasy Grounds, and I will give you an idea.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's another map.
Boom.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Don't pay attention to the title of the map. Aha. Alright, it's true, guys. Alright.
So as you are looking through this area, you're actually offset by a fence. You can see that there is a doorway behind, but the serpent itself is displayed prominently on this fence. And as you kind of knock, you can peer through the slats of this kind of palisade fencing, and there doesn't seem to be anything in the courtyard beyond it.
Can I push on the door and see if it's open by any chance?
Absolutely. As soon as you push on what is now evidence to be a gate, it slowly swings open.
It's a creepy gate.
Not good with locks in the dark wards, clearly. Val, do you know this area at all?
I don't know this alleyway. I know the dock ward pretty well. Why ask?
Are we going to get murdered walking into this place?
You know, most places that mark their door with the sign of a serpent, home to tough customers, and keep your weapons ready. We are breaking and entering. Folk around here don't take kindly to it.
Graham, stay close, and I'll push the door open and walk into the courtyard up to the door.
This is just creepy.
Make another stealth check for me as you are now walking into the lone pool of light here on Candle Lane. This is the snap-on security light outside of a farmhouse.
Huh.
10.
11.
11.
You guys kind of all creep out, very aware that you're casting a bit of a shadow now. And as you're kind of creeping into the courtyard, feel free to move yourselves wherever you would like to be there. We're going to cut inside this house and inside this warehouse, as in one of the far corners, Morwen, you come awake. And the first thing you notice is the silence.
Can I see anything? Looking back out to where there were Kenku and things earlier.
Yeah, roll a perception check for me. I mean, you can obviously see, but this is kind of a stealth perception check. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't understand how anything computerized works ever. 16.
There we go. As we will place Morwen on the map. Oops. Down in the bottom right-hand corner. So as you look up, Morwen, and as you see this warehouse that you had previously been bound in, the splinters of the chair behind you, you see various barrels and crates, the trade of a place that trades in trade. As you see basic foodstuffs, basic stock. But you also see a different commodity, as the bodies of your former kidnappers and some others that you don't recognize are arrayed across the floor, as 4 of these birdmen, these Kenku, seem to be rifling through the pockets, and violently one of them is kind of lifting up the pants of Tommy, the beefy, not very bright gentleman who called you little fish girl. And as he shakes, it exposes like the top part of his ass, and the few coppers that Tommy had to his name roll out of the hidden pocket. And the bird takes it and puts it in its own vestments. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna very quietly try and make my way further up the barrels to see if I can see a way out of here. So I guess I'm gonna be sort of moving up that way.
Sure, roll me a stealth check as you do so.
Of course. It's an 11.
Okay, so as you kind of creep out from the corner, you realize that you pass by some of these stacked crates, but as you pass by this first group of stacked crates, beyond it is actually a cage. And as you walk by this cage, you hear a inside, and a bang as something living in this cage smashes up against the bars right by your head. And as the Kenku, as one, lift their heads in unison, much like the flocks in the skies that they can no longer take, they turn their eyes. I need you to make an acrobatics check to see if you can dive back into cover.
Okay, please make this 18.
So you just drop as you kind of slide back behind the crates, and as you're lying there on your back, holding your breath, keeping still, much like Val did whenever Ruva just went over to the door or the gate, you hold it for a second, and you don't hear a sound, but you're peering up at the edge of one of the crates, and you see the tip of a beak peek over, and it tilts and looks, and it recognizes that the sound came from the caged whatever beside you, and you see the beak slowly pull back. You are still hidden.
Okay. Okay, can I try and get a better look at what's in this cage?
Sure. I will let you know without a roll that the last time you got close, there was a banging sound. So whether that was by proximity or you frightened the beast, if it is indeed that, you're not sure. Okay. So do so at your own risk.
Yeah. Is there a way I can climb over? I don't know if I can ping things on here, but is there a way I can get over this loud round thing at the back? Like, could I climb over it?
Absolutely. If you want to go over towards the left-hand side, you certainly can. Roll a perception check for me.
Sure thing. Well, good. That's a 5! I'm going to die in this warehouse!
Well, no, luckily the DC on this one was a 5, because as you pull yourself up, right beside you, you see, bathed in shadow, a bestial face that you can't make out the type, but you see these large, dark, glassy eyes looking at you, and they blink, but they do not make a sound.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get closer.
And as you stare...
Can I go and see what it is?
Yeah. I was gonna say, as you're staring, and as soon as you make eye contact, you hear a...
I want to open it. I want to open whatever is holding whatever that is. I'm gonna go and work out if I can open it.
As you look up, you see that there is a tag as this seems to be some type of livestock that has been brought. And as you get closer, you see that its transportation point or origin point is listed only as Chult.
Okay.
Clever girl.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna attempt to get whatever this is out of whatever it's in as quietly as humanely possible. And there is literally no way that I'm gonna pull this off, but we're gonna try it anyway. It's gonna be fine.
I will take. If you are going, it's a large, almost like a shuttered. It's not locked, but it's a large kind of twist, almost an eyelet that you have to grab, spin, and lift up to release whatever's in there. And there are 3 separate ones of those. Whatever's inside, nobody wants it outside. And so to do this, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity check. And this is just to be able to do it slow enough to not make a squeak.
Okay.
Unless you've got another plan.
I don't think I do. I think yeah, no, I think it's all got to be done carefully and quietly. And if it doesn't, I've got a nat 20, right? That's totally how that works, right? I have one of them. Okay, everything's gonna be fine. Right, what is it that you need? You need a dexterity check, yeah?
I will tell you this, the DC increases, and I'll be nice and start at 5.
Okay.
So you're going for the lowest of the twists first.
Okay, and this is a dex check, yeah? All right.
It is, yep.
Higher than a 3, higher than a 3, higher than a 3, higher than a 3.
There it is.
20.
So without any noise, no squeak, no turning of metal on metal, you are able to lift and slowly turn this eye hook as the bottom is released. And just beyond your fingers, inside this inch or 2 of metal bars, you see one of the eyes right by your fingers as it looks, and you hear, "Oh."
So as I go to do the next one, I'm gonna sort of start making noises, you know, and sort of little quiet, sort of musical shushes to try and keep this, whatever it is, nice and calm and nice and quiet.
Make an animal handling check for me.
Cool. Okay, that I will do. 14.
You hear the voices, or the whatever it is, that die down, and you feel what you can only believe to be a cold, wet nose touch against your fingers as it pushes through the bars.
I swear, if I don't do this, I'm gonna be so upset. All right, okay, let's try for this second one.
The second one is up. It is a
Okay.
higher DC.
Okay. 14?
So this time you move up, and perhaps guided by the eyes blinking just in the darkness beyond your vision, and by the wet nose that touched your left hand, you push this eyelet open, swing it carefully as it rests, and for a moment, about a quarter half inch of the bottom of the cage moves open as whatever's inside presses against the cage, and you see a flash of long, black, white hair.
Okay, last one.
Now I will tell you this, to open this one, you're going to have to stand up and be visible to anybody else in the room should they be looking.
Okay. So here's my thought, right? Even if this one goes awry and it's loud and people see me, I've got whatever's in here as backup. Somebody doesn't want whatever this is getting out of here, right? So even if this is loud and it goes to hell, we're good. We're okay.
You do have the 20. You could guarantee it if you wanted.
No, this is more fun. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be fine.
I like the
As
danger
long as
too.
it doesn't jam, it'll be fine. If it jams, then we're in trouble. But as long as it doesn't jam, we're good, and everything's going to be fine. And either this is going to be spectacular, or it's going to be spectacular, and it's going to be great. That's wisdom dice. I want wisdom dice.
Okay, right
Alright.
before you roll, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Don't roll yet.
No.
We're gonna cut outside. As we cut outside to Val, Ruva, and Graham. Ruva, you and everyone, you are in the courtyard as you move towards the one lone door of this warehouse.
Can we hear anything?
Roll a perception check, anybody would like to.
I will do that.
I don't hear anything.
8.
Do you hear it?
15.
Val, as everyone else kind of stops and waits, you see what would have been an old delivery door, or what they used to call a package slip. When somebody would come towards a warehouse with a handheld note, letter, or bundle, they would kind of put it inside beside the personnel door to keep people that they didn't want to see the contents of the warehouse out. And it seems that that smaller door is both popped open a bit, and the inner door that leads to this larger structure has opened a bit. And as you look in, and as you're kind of looking with everyone else, you catch one of these Kenku as it stands up and looks around, and you see the bodies on the floor as several of its kin seem to be rifling through pockets.
Okay, I back up, I turn around, I put one hand up, and a finger to my lips. I get real close to both Ruva and Graham. I huddle them in and I say, okay, there's people in there. There's corpses in there. This place is hot. Which means that we could go about this two ways. First way, there's already blood in that room. We could go in, weapons drawn, and it wouldn't be a big deal. There's already trouble. Or we could just sneak in and try and get out without any trouble at all. Personally,
Did you see Morwen?
I didn't see her, but I did see what looked like a crow person, a kenku, one of those long-beaked fellows, the imitators.
Not the cop.
No, I don't think so anyway. There were several of them, and one of them was going through another guy's pockets. Whoever these Kenku are, they broke into this place and made short work of its actual inhabitants.
How many bodies?
I didn't get a very good look, only through a crack in the door, but I saw, must have been 2 from my field of vision.
2 or 3. You basically saw partial bodies, like saw somebody getting rifled through, somebody standing over like legs, and you saw arms from another direction. So you probably could guess that there's at least 3 fallen people in there.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 people in that room. I wouldn't underestimate these folks. These Kenku, their knives are sharp. If we aren't careful, they'll take us down just like whoever was in that building.
If Morwen is in there and on the floor bleeding out, we can't wait. We have to go in now.
You're right. Let's move.
All right.
Graham?
Okay, I'm here with you.
I'm going
Good.
to rage.
Ah, yeah.
Anticipatory
I am
rage.
To rage.
Okay, so as we have our first rage from the Tabaxi, I want to know how Ruva how does she slip into this rage? Is it a calm move? Is it almost like a feat of nature where one moment she's at the edge of a thunderhead and then it just takes her? Or is it violent? Is it something that she strikes herself to do? Tell me.
I want to say it kind of looks like her fur ripples, and because of those thunderbolts down, like her thunderbolt stripes, they kind of look like they're crackling, and then just like claws out, muscles bulging, and then just like a roar, like a tiger roar.
Cool.
And she's gonna punch
Fantastic.
the door open.
Fantastic. I love it. I couldn't love it anymore. Okay, roll me a strength with advantage as you take your rage out on this portal.
Okay. Okay, so 16.
With a 16, as you claw and kick this door open, because it is not Sparta, it is Waterdeep, and you smash into this room, and as you stand there, all of these bird creatures turn, and as one, this eerie movement where all of these beaked heads turn and look at you at once, and then cock sideways. Now, Morwen, I would like you to roll that die.
Okay. Let's go. Did it do it in the chat? No, I rolled a 17 and it didn't do it in the right place. Why are you like this? That's much worse. That's an 8. That is much worse.
So, as Morwen stands up and grabs the final eye hook, it makes a horrible, unlubricated, rusty as you open it up, and two of the Kenku turn and look towards this sound. The other two looking towards the tabaxi, the cat that has appeared in this doorway. But the other two also witness the arrival of a cat as a door swings open from the cage, and with a stop and a brief pause, a muzzle dances across the fingers of Morwen. A scratchy tongue takes her from tip of finger to middle of the back of the hand as a massive, long-haired lynx, black with a white stripe down its center, jumps out, and as it sits there, it roars. And as it roars, the ripples that came up and the lightning bolts from Ruva seem to emanate in sound through this voice as lightning entered, followed by the thunder. Let's all roll some initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my people. Oh, that's a nat 1.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Oh, that's a nat 1.
21? No. Hello?
Wow.
That doesn't give me time to go and, like, actually find a cat.
Too distracted by this other cat.
Ah.
You mean Greg?
I was going to say, let's see what these fellers get as we roll it off with 3. They're going to go first, it looks like. Okay, everybody else, what did you get?
21.
16.
A 3.
A 3.
Oh,
Yeah, we
no.
both got nat ones.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay, so I have Morwa. Jeez, okay.
Morwa.
Morwen, Graham, and then it's a roll-off between Ruva and Val? Or you guys can decide.
I actually need to go to the restroom, so I'll go last. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sounds good, brother. But instead we will take... doing that. I see what's going on. Okay, so with a 17 plus its stuff, Morwen, you and your newly found friend will be going first.
Yeah. I actually have... Oh, there you go.
Cat delivery service.
Yes.
Aw.
Get in. Okay, you're gonna be lucky. Okay. Yes. Okay.
He is ready. Okay, so Morwen, as you see these 4 beaked creatures, what would you like to do?
So, which of the two have noticed me out of these 4?
I'll move them down a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
These 2.
Yes.
Are you ready to go kill some boobs? Yeah.
No, not ready. Oh, not ready to kill boobs. Okay. Okay. Come here. Okay. No? Okay. Not. Apparently, we're not ready to kill boobs. Apparently, it's time to run away. Most definitely.
Absolutely. There, your panther is represented by the P on the board. Morwen, what would you like to do?
So, this panther's big, right? This is a big kitten, yeah.
This cat is so big. You think you might even be able to ride it?
Neat. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go quietly. Put my hand on the panther. I'm gonna come up alongside this panther, and then I'm gonna point at the rightmost Kenku. Now, how far away is the rightmost Kenku to me? Is there a way for me to check?
Yeah, what we're going to do is don't worry about distance in this. This is more for positioning for me and for you guys. You can close on any of the ones that you see in front of you. So whatever melee attack you want to do, they are within your field. Anytime we're doing like a radius spell or something like a fireball, then it'll come into play. But as far as movement goes, you guys can get to it.
Cool. I'm just gonna point at the rightmost Kenku and cast Vicious Mockery. And I'm gonna make sure that rightmost Kenku hears me go, hey, bird brain, hey, you need a bath? Cause my friend here can help. Hey.
And then what is that, a wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
An 11?
13.
As the Kenku offers, he's very, very sad as what happens now as he has been viciously mocked.
Can I just say how much I love that spell? Like, it's just, you can kill someone by making fun of them. It's just,
It's the best.
I love D&D. I love D&D so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Alright, so that's 1d4. Yeah, 1d4. Think. 3.
3. Nice. So as you see the eyes that are normally large and glassy, very expressive, and as they turn, you see them kind of narrow a bit. And you see the kind of feathers on the back fluffer as it's reminded that it was the runt of the litter. And it puts its head down for a moment. As it is now the turn of the great cat from Chult that has arrived. And while panther is a broad term, this cat has long hair. It comes out in points to either side of its jowls. Its ears kind of go up like a lynx and point out, making an almost starburst as this large head moves back and forth. The whiskers of the cat obscured by these kind of jowls and puffs of fur. And it, after its roar and it sees what you have done to one of the Kenku, it is a cat. They are birds. It needs no other introduction as it charges forward.
Here's a cat. Here's a bird.
And in its zeal, it jumps and leaps, and the Kenku that was sad. As it dips its head, it dips it a little too low as this massive beast flies over top and lands and looks kind of apologetically back towards you, Morwen, and it just jumps back in. It's still in the fight, but it's a little upset by its early performance.
No, that sounds about right. Yep. Of course.
Okay, so we're going to skip over to the Kenku. The Kenku, one is going to charge down and get to Morwen. One is going to charge to help his buddy with this giant beast, and one is going to charge down to help or to attack the other, much more intelligent and hopefully able to hit. As we'll go first with Ruva as strike comes in. Yep. That's gonna hit. What do I have here? Give me 1 sec. For 4 points of damage that you have to 2, as you have already said, you are raging with the lightning bolts going down your face. And so it swings out with a short sword that it produces from a scabbard along its left forearm. And as it pulls it out, it slices at you. And where it thinks it did more than what it actually did, you just look with these wild eyes as the blood kind of trickles down your fur, adding another lightning bolt to your array in the sky. We'll have the next one on Morwen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it's going to hit. That's going to be 18.
Yeah.
And that's going to be 2 damage. So, again, this one runs forward, another small sword out as it slices and takes you kind of just above the left knee, drawing a line of blood on your thigh. And the cat's going to take 2 of these. 1 hit. 1 miss. Okay. Kitty cat. Alrighty, and next up is Graham. Graham, you saw Ruva go flying in there, and you see the birds are fluttering now.
Okay, is the door to my north, visibly locked or barred?
It's closed, but you do not see that it is... You can't tell unless you try.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna run up here. I'm gonna try the door and try and sort of shoulder check the door.
It just explodes open as Graham kind of stumbles in like you stumble in like Kramer. Oh, Jerry!
I am going to cast a firebolt at the Kenku just to the north of the Panther, and I'm going to give that a go. It's actually a 4 to the attack roll. And that is a... Oh, baby! Not 20!
Nice.
Which is for 2d10. I don't know what's going on. Holy shit! I just fucking eviscerated.
This is your greatest character ever, dude.
Why?
He's the greatest character. He's the greatest character ever. Okay, so narratively, I'm going to take this to a point, and then I'm going to give it to Will. As Graham busts in like Kramer, whoa, and then just turns and fires. And tell me how you completely incinerate this Kenku.
It's like... Yeah. I flick my hand at it, trying to conjure some kind of magic, and let's just ball this meteor of flame just erupts from my hand. I'm like, whoa! As by the time I try to stop it, the meteor's already left my hands and engulfed this Kenku in flames. Like, no! Oh, no! But he's already dead. Oh, God!
So as this it strikes center mass on this Kenku and burns it like the brilliance of a star from the center out, the Kenku tries to squawk or scream or mimic a cry of death, but its lungs are already gone as it just disappears to the point where just its head and beak are left. And as the beak flips up in the air, for a second, the cat goes, and knocks the beak off to the side because it's a cat. Anything else you want to do? You've done enough, but is there anything else you'd like to do, Graham?
That's all I can do. Do we need to remove his token here, please?
Thank you much, sir. Okay, let us now go to Ruva. Ruva, you've got a pesky bird in front of you.
I guess upon seeing the firebolt and knowing that it's Graham, I'll just be like, "Ha ha! Good one, little dragon!" And I'll just like take the harpoon and try to stab it into the bird in front of me. So I will roll for that. Can I? This? Ah, there we go. Oh, it's a 7.
So for a moment, as you pull back and thrust with your harpoon, this, perhaps the best trained of these Kenku, takes the sword, slips it into a reverse grip, and bangs it down beside it as it turns to the side. And with that spin, the large, very expressive eyes see the eruption of its friend in a fiery swarm of burned feathers. And the creature looks back at you, and its eyes show more fear than it did a moment ago. Would you like to do anything else?
I guess no. I'll just kind of look at it and just kind of bare my teeth and be like, "Ha! You know how to fight."
Roll an
And
intimidation
I'll end my
check for me.
turn. Sure. Oh, that's a nat 20. -1, but nat 20.
Those eyes that held the fear that saw its friend, companion, co-worker burn up. The eyes get even wider as the defensive stance with the reverse short sword lowers as the creature begins to... And you can tell, as being a hunter, this thing's getting ready to spirit away. Val, you're up, buddy.
All right. So my character missed all of that. I'm sitting around outside. I hear an explosion and some squawks. And I'm, what the hell? And so I rush in. I bash through the doors. I see this scene of carnage about me. And I see this one Kenku, because I imagine I can only get in so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I imagine I can only really see the Kenku that the great cat is the top. And I'm going to draw a dart from a pouch at my hip, and it's like a throwing dagger. So it tapers to one single needle-like point, and has this long ribbon-like tassel trailing from the end. And so I'll whip that around and throw it right at that Kenku. So here it comes. That is a +6 to hit. That's a 17.
That is going to hit, my friend. Roll me some damage.
Here we go. That's going to be 5 piercing damage on that Kenku.
Fantastic. And you take this Kenku as it's the one that was viciously mocked, and as it's just now getting back its will to live, or it wants to continue on. It looks up just in time to take a long dart right in the side as it's kind of swiping at this long needle in the side of its throat. Anything else you'd like to do, my friend?
I'd like to move in as far as I can.
Sure, yeah, you can get probably a little bit past Graham. In fact, you can get as far as, I'll grab you, right about there, if you'd like.
That sounds great.
Is that good? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's jump back up. Morwen, you have somebody on you. Round 2 begins.
You're muted, I think?
You are muted.
Everything is
There we go.
broken. There we go.
Fixed.
So, fixed. Can I draw my rapier and attempt and stab?
You could if you had it, but you were a prisoner. You do not.
Okay. Then I'm gonna point at the Kenku in front of me. I'm gonna look at Scro and its beady eyes, and I'm gonna ask it what it's gonna do for a face when the monkey in the cage over there wants its ass back.
And it looks, and you see its eyes narrow, not liking the insult one bit, but not feeling as viciously mocked as its friend, as it... Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna look and whistle for the cat, and that's about it.
Roll an animal handling check for me.
Of course. I'm just gonna try and grab the cat's attention. That's a 19.
So as you whistle for this kitty, this very large, very black and white kitty, as you whistle, you see from the other side this large, poofy head with the two jowls and the two big ears. It looks up over the head of the Kenku, and you see it plant its claws on the Kenku's shoulder and jumps off of it as it flies back towards you. And as it lands, you see it land and pounce on top of the Kenku that you tried to viciously mock. And in front of you, it's still looking directly at you, Morwen, as its claws extend to about 4 or 5 inches from inside its massive paws. And it just begins to sit and rake across the back of the Kenku it landed on. And as it rakes, you see feathers kind of flying up as it's just raking. And it's looking at you, and you know what it's looking for with your animal handling check. It's approval. And as it's looking and clawing, it just wants to hear that it's doing an okay job. The Kenku is very, very dead beneath it.
So as the Kenku drops, I'm gonna make a point to go, ah, at said cat.
And you can immediately, almost to the point where the floorboards around you start to move a bit, you hear this as it begins to show its affection and purr. And as the Kenku have now witnessed 2 of their number die, and because of the incredible intimidation check by Ruva, both of them take their swords, lift them above their heads, and then drop them to the ground as they kneel and place these half-wing, half-arm appendages behind their heads. We are out of combat, my friends.
Ooh.
Nice!
Oh my. Ooh. I just.
And
I looked to Val. Woo. I didn't mean to. With that guy. Oh. Oh boy.
you did well, Graham.
You're muted, James. You think so, Ruva?
You did very
Got
well.
some-
Look, they're surrendering. They're weak birds. And I'm going to take the 50 feet of rope that I have in my bag and start wrapping them up.
You've got some
They
real
offer
smoke
no
powder in you,
resistance.
kid. You have more vinegar in you than I thought. Huh.
Me too. We looked around. Can we? Is Morwen here?
Morwen's busy just like going to scritch the cat, like trying to, like absolutely fascinated by by this big cat that she's never seen before, I guess.
Oh yeah, she's right there with that giant death monster.
You did such a good job. Oh, hi! You guys, hello. Have you seen? I got it. It's a cat. It's a little baby cat. Oh.
You hear a deep, deep rumble come from inside this beat as it sees the other people, especially Val.
No, that's okay. Friends.
If it starts growling at me, I'm gonna growl back. Because I have to come out of my rage, but like I'm still kind of like, just if I see another cat, I'm like, "Grr," like feral.
And Vandy, what we'll say is this is the trailing end of that nat 20 intimidation check as it starts to grumble and you turn around and do like a and it it just immediately drops its eyes and its gaze as both you and Morwen are able to calm this large Lynxian black cat.
It's my new baby.
I think it's bigger than the baby.
You're adorable, huh? Val, look! I saved it. It was in a cage and I saved it. It's adorable. Also, these guys kidnapped me and then the kangaroos like descended down and like ripped them all to shreds, and it was horrible to watch and I hated it. And I tried to convince them I was part elf and that like, you know, I had you know, friends and boyfriends and girlfriends, but anyway, but I freed a cat. Look. Val, cat, look.
It's oh yeah, that's a beautiful monster you got there. Ugh.
Val.
Are you safe, Morwen?
Val, be nice. I knocked myself out with a chair for this cat. Be nice.
You
was
did
kidnapped.
what?
No,
I just
okay.
figured it out.
Okay, that's not. No, okay. So I was jumped. This weird guy.
Really good, your partner
no,
thinks,
listen.
Val.
Yeah,
Knocking
she has a great
herself out.
taste in breads.
Look. The cat's fine. You're fine. Everybody's fine. Listen. So the dead people on the floor, not the dead people on the floor, they kidnapped me. I think they were looking for somebody who's like 80% elf, and happens to speak fish. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. But I told them you would come, and they didn't believe me. And then these kenkus, they dropped down from the rafters, and
Oh,
this happened.
so it wasn't the Kenkus who captured you. Why did they want you? What did they want?
They hadn't been mistaken for somebody else. They were looking for somebody whose elf tribe had banished them, and now they wanted them back. And I didn't really understand why they wanted me. Honestly,
It seems like a big mistake to make, Morwen.
Look, it's the pointy ears. Okay, it's not their fault.
I just want to point to my ears.
No, okay, but they're not like elfin ears. These are like 100%, not any percent elfin ears, okay? But they kind of look like it.
Morwen.
Look, I don't know. They took me and they put me in a chair, and then I had to listen to them laugh at me, and the fat guy was like, "Oh, she's a fish, she speaks common here." And it was horrible.
Sounds
Hey, Morwen.
really rude.
Yes,
I'm glad you're okay.
thank you. I'm glad you guys
As am I.
could find me. How did you know I'd be here?
That's a long story. Basically, a guy told us,
Okay, well,
and then we came
Well,
here.
the weird thing is, the guy who told us didn't even know you were here. We kind of stumbled on you, just hoping. We were following someone else and
What were you
praying that we'd
looking
find you
for?
in the same place.
If you weren't looking for me, then what were you looking? Not that I'm hurt. Don't think I'm hurt for a second. I get it, right? I understand. You're important.
More when we were still looking for you.
No, Val. No, you don't understand. So Val is very important. Val has lots of very important things to do, and I get it, and I understand, and I'm not hurt in the slightest. But really, what were you looking for?
That's a relief. Some other guy who's also gone missing.
Another missing person.
Okay.
We only had leads on this fellow, this blonde chap named Floon. And we kind of took a gamble that all the missing people would be in the same spot. You see anyone else in here?
No, I think it was just me. I don't think these people were looking for anybody other than me.
So they were looking for you.
They were gonna put me on a boat.
A fish on a boat. They do not have the greatest sense of humor.
No, I didn't find it very funny either.
Serious.
I'll
Did
be
they want to put you on a
honest.
boat?
We didn't find you a second too soon.
No, I don't know why they wanted to put me on a boat. I don't know. They asked me what I was, and I tried to tell them I was an elf, and they weren't listening to me, and they were gonna put me on a boat, and I tipped my chair and I broke out of the chair. Like, do you remember that time that I fell off my chair after drinking too much of that drink that was really hot?
How could I forget?
Okay, so it was like that. I went, and then I fell over sideways and I wriggled out of the chair, and then I think somebody must have hit me because I totally blacked out again, and I don't think it was the chair. I totally don't think it was the chair. Look. Maybe straight with you. These people.
For once.
I'm gonna tell the story as it happened. I spoke to somebody, and I talked to them a bit out in the street, and then somebody got me and then brought me here, tied me to a chair, and they were convinced that maybe I should go back to being a real Triton. So they tried to put me on they were gonna put me on a boat and send me back to being a real Triton.
A real Triton.
I told them I didn't want to go, but they insisted. And then before they could put me on the boat, then the Kenku, they came down from, I don't know where they came down from. Suddenly they were there in their black cloaks, and then everybody was dead, and they didn't see me. There's something scary in a cage over there.
The two Kenku that are tied up are sitting there, and they're nodding along with her story.
See?
And as I just want to swing my head back to the Kenku and look at them and be like, and why did you come in here and kill everybody?
They turn and they kind of beaks look at each other, and they look back, and one of them cocks a head, and you see its mouth kind of open, but it doesn't move when it talks, as all of the enunciation comes from inside of its throat, and you hear a decidedly orcish voice say, "Xanathar business is Xanathar business."
More Xanathar. Were you responsible for the dead ones in the square?
Same one opens its mouth. "Xanathar business is Xanathar business."
Oh, don't worry, you can tell me. I won't tell anyone, except for these guys. Probably.
Xanathar business becomes our business when our people are involved.
Oh, we should ask about Floon. Have you seen Floon? Do you know Floon?
Pretty man, long hair.
Roll a persuasion or intimidation check. Anybody that would like to either persuade or intimidate.
Let's get rid of you.
I will definitely
I'll do
I
it.
rolled a 0.
I'll do a persuasion. There you go. It's a 22.
I'll get in on the persuasion as well.
A 7.
Not great.
Well, this is definitely like good cop, bad cop with Graham and Morwen as Graham, you can tell me, and they just steal up. It's almost like you've reinvigorated their gang affiliation as you see the black feathers kind of puff out on their chest a bit as they and they just start to kind of not want to say a word. But the one that hasn't cracked its mouth and repeated the phrase over and over again, Morwen, as you kind of step forward and ask the same questions in a soothing, accepting voice, the other Kenku, and you see kind of its eye close a bit, as if it likes what it hears, and its mouth cracks open, and you hear a very high-pitched, "Follow the yellow markings in the sewer." And the one beside it turns, and it cracks open, and it goes, "Xanathar business is Xanathar business." And it looks and cracks open again, and it goes, "Follow the yellow markings in the sewer."
Is the high voice like one that's recognizably Morwen's, or just another high voice?
It's the Xanathar's business is the one on the left, the high is the one on the right, the one that seems to like Morwen.
Thank you. We appreciate the help, even though you tried to kill us like the scum that you are. Do me a favor. Have you got anything else you could tell me that would be helpful?
I'll just crack my knuckles too.
The one that likes Morwen opens its mouth, and it says, "This guy beside me is an asshole." And the other one turns and cracks his mouth, "Xanathar business. This guy's an asshole. Xanathar's business." Just back and forth between the two of them.
I just want to take both their beaks and just hold them shut for a second. And just
Their big eyes kind of.
She said, helpful. Let go.
Please,
Try again.
friends.
Follow the yellow markings in the sewer.
Okay, no, fine. I'm done with you both. I'm done with you both. You're both ridiculous. I hope you're happy, you silly, silly bird people.
We
Morwen,
should
did you
bring
get a
them to
good
the
look
authorities.
at... Yes, we should at least leave them tied up here. Someone to find. Morwen, did you see anything in the building while you were tied up? Anything valuable?
No. The people that were here, they had coppers on them. The other Kenku might still have those. It might be worth shaking these Kenku down, honestly. There's a weird ape thing, I think, in that cage over there. I don't know. It's dangerous. It's probably not worth our time. Other than that, I think it's foodstuffs mostly, if we need anything.
Okay. I think it's worth...
Morwen, you... Go ahead, sorry.
I think it's worth searching this place just in case. Its owners aren't coming back, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, you know about stealing things? Does he know about stealing things?
I don't.
I would say he knows about stealing things.
Don't.
Graham doesn't steal.
Okay, that's great. So I'm gonna teach you.
I would prefer not.
I looked at Ruva. Okay.
Okay, fine. You guys be boring.
Maybe not steal. Maybe just take things that are lost and will not be found by others.
Of course they won't be found by others. We're gonna keep hold of them. Are you kidding?
Morwen,
You don't-
don't test
Alright,
yours.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't test me.
I'm sorry. Yes, let's go find some things in this room.
Morwen, you will
All right.
remember that all of your belongings are currently not with you.
Oh, I don't know where my stuff is. My stuff's missing. Somebody took my stuff. Kankus. Where is my stuff?
If they didn't take you, would they know?
Yeah, they might have been watching. Where did they put my things?
The one that likes you cracks open its mouth, and you hear, "Watch out for the man underneath the stairs."
Are there stairs in this building?
That is
You-
so
There are
close.
stairs in this building. I'm right next to them. I'm going to go around and look at the underside of the stairs.
You see that there is a door there.
I look back at everyone else. Graham is closest to me, and there's this look of just unease, verging on mild terror on my face. And I shrug my shoulders at Graham, and I try the doorknob.
It opens. You push it about an inch.
Yeah, I
Nothing.
peer in.
Darkness, but your dark vision kicks on a bit, even though there's some ambient light here in the warehouse. So you're able to see that kind of hazy black-white television fuzz. And as you kind of slow open the door, it catches and then pushes past, and you see a fine boot revealed, attached to a fine leg.
Ooh, a fine leg. And is that fine leg attached to a fine torso?
It is.
Yeah, Tulsa's
I'll
okay.
pull the door more open and step inside.
Val, you see a young man with sort of reddish blonde hair lying there. He's gagged. You see that he's wearing a fine outfit. The top, though, is decidedly not cream. It is definitely white. And he does not have a vest. He has whereas the burgundy vest was mentioned before, this is, you would guess, cranberry. The light, though, dark vision kind of plays tricks on hue. So you do see someone that matches a bit of the description given to you of Floon.
Is he bound? Is he capable of walking? Can he speak?
As soon as you kind of creep the door all the way to use the light to reveal the entire body, when it comes up past his chest, neck, chin, the bound gag up, you see wide blue eyes that are looking at you, and when they see you, Val, they begin to he seems as to not see your presence as comfort.
Sure. I look back over my shoulder to everyone else and I say, "There's a man bound and gagged in here." I beckon for them to approach.
Like I
Alive?
was.
And,
Oh boy.
oh yeah,
See you guys too?
I
The way that you get out of
No.
this is you tip your chair over, and then you do a little wiggle, and then you break the chair. Okay? Remember that
And
for
not
next time.
knock yourself out.
We could help
No,
him.
that's... Look, I didn't...
I'm gonna kneel down and put my fingers over the top of his gag and pull it down out of his mouth and around his neck.
What do you all want?
Your name for a start.
A sandwich, probably, at this point.
What do you want to know who I am? Nothing
Yes.
from me.
You look like a kidnapping victim. Apparently, we're here to rescue kidnapping victims.
They've got one already, so might as well add to it and do two. That way I get one too.
Maybe two.
Roll a Okay, anybody but Val gets to roll a persuasion check. As Val just, there's no way that Val's coming across as a hero here with this kind of like long hair and
The slow open of the door as he sees his jailer.
16.
18.
I'm just calling from because I'm still sitting with the Kenku, but I'm still just calling from the top floor.
Okay. So let's see, what do we get? Ruva 16, 18, that's great. Yeah, so with the combined efforts of both Ruva and more the sounds of Ruva and the visage and the presentation of Morwen, the man takes his eyes off of Val and fixes them on Morwen, more for his own moral support than for active communication. You're here to rescue me?
Hmm?
Well,
You're not
no,
one
these
of them?
guys are. No, so here's the
You're
deal.
not?
Shush. So, these guys were coming to rescue you, I think, but they instead found me, I think. So, basically, they've rescued me, I think, and now I'm gonna rescue you, I hope.
So, yes to the rescuing.
Yes to the rescuing. You follow me.
Could you untie me?
I can, but first I need to know who you are. So, my name is Morwen. Your name is...
Renair.
Oh, well,
That
that's
wasn't
not the
it.
person we were looking
That's
for
not
at
the
all.
name we were looking for. This isn't great. Okay,
The
Renee.
middle name,
tell me-
something
no,
else?
Tell me a little. No, that's okay. Tell me a little bit about you. Why are you here? Who are you? What do you do? Do you have any money on hand?
Morwen, ask if he knows Floon.
Do you know somebody called Floon?
You can tell that he does. As soon as you say the name, he cocks his head towards Ruva out of the room. When she says the name Floon, he turns and without a roll, you recognize that he recognizes it.
Good. Okay, so now we're on the way. Tell me about you.
Listen, I'm not going to let you hurt my friend. Untie
I'm not-
me, and we'll
I'm not.
talk as civilized people.
Okay, but
You're a very
you
noble
have-
man, Renair.
You have to
Let's get
understand.
this man unbound.
I don't like this. Somebody tied me
I
to a
agree.
chair and called me a fish repeatedly. So let's try it once more.
Also, Greg, something you should know is that pigeons cheer to get a friend of the birds, maybe the leader of the flock, to try and steal the burbs from under Ruva's nose. Evil.
Wow. This
I don't want to
is
be those birds.
gonna
Why would
end
I say-
poorly.
Yeah. Oh, bad
I
thing.
can tell you for a fact this is gonna end badly.
Okay. Duly noted. Rescuer of birds. Okay. Write that down so my bird brain doesn't forget. Listen, just untie me and and he stares up at Val. Like this one said, just let us speak as civilized folk.
Alright, I don't like it. Okay.
Don't untie him, Morwen.
See, now you're outvoted. Look, please, somebody has just knocked me out twice. I've been attacked on the street, called a fish, and almost put in a boat. Can you imagine me in a boat?
As you're talking, he seems to be way more terrified of your story than anyone should be, as it's not very scary. And it's only then, Morwen, that you realize that the cat has come up behind you and is like looking over your shoulder. It's puffs of jowl and ears, and you see the man. My God, what? It's a cat. It's huge.
It's a baby cat, yes.
Baby-
So, on me. Hello. Fish here. Yes. Okay. So, tell me about you and how you know Floon, because we're looking for Floon, because Floon needs rescuing more than you apparently do.
You my God, you're here to rescue Floon?
Yes! Yes, we're here to rescue Floon!
Floon is my friend.
Good, this is going to take all day. Where is Floon?
I think they took Floon because they thought he was me. We're dressed the same, he shop in the same stores.
Uh-huh. Where would they have taken Floon?
I
No,
don't
wait
know.
Wait just a minute.
I've been under the steps.
Huh?
Why, if they thought Floon was you, and they took him because they thought he was you, why did they want you?
Between Val, the huge cat, and the fact that he's still tied up, no one's rolling an intimidation check because there's no need for that. My name is Renair Neverember. My father was the open lord of this city. They think I know where. There is a stash of gold. They took Floon instead.
I'm gonna untie that man. Like immediately, just okay, and we're gonna untie him.
Thank you.
We don't
I'm not
want to
much
be
into
scary.
local. We're hired friends. You know Volo, the author? We're on his payroll.
Yes.
Floon happens to be
Well.
his friend too.
Who would have ever thought? Volo. Fantastic.
He's reading my play.
Yeah,
We're-
We've screenplay.
was I need to read your
Already.
play? Oh, that's
The story is
wonderful.
already like one of his books. We have captured princes, we have legendary heroes, we have monsters.
The cat's still not a
Fascinating.
monster, Val.
Oh, I was talking about the birds, but
Oh, that's fine. That's okay.
we'll
That's not a
discuss the
problem.
monstrousness of that later.
Yeah, Val.
Renair rubs his wrist and kind of moves his arms a bit and rolls his shoulders. You were captured as well. And he points at Morwen. I heard them bring you in. I couldn't do anything from here. I think this is your stuff.
Oh,
He points
perfect.
to the corner. And, when you open this kind of loose bag, it's like a knapsack that you can see your rapier and various other artifacts in. You see the uncut, still containing some sediment ruby that was given to you by the girl in the execution square at Castle Waterdeep.
Mhm.
And beside it, you see a ring. You do not know what this ring is. Your cat comes over and
I'm gonna sort of hold it up and turn it over in my hand to see if I notice anything strange about it.
it seems to be like a simple copper band, which in and of itself is odd.
Did they take this from you?
No, my rings have... No, those aren't my rings.
I don't think I've ever had jewelry before. Val, can I wear it?
Absolutely. They're your spoils.
Okay. And I'm gonna put it on.
And as you're sitting there, and Morwen, as you put the ring on, I'm going to hand wave attunement.
Yeah,
Your
best.
cat comes over. Your cat comes over and is... And it looks up and it says, "So what do we do next?" And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to end this episode of Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
No!
voice.
Talking kitty!
Talking cat.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yes.
Kitten!
Oh man, that's awesome.
This kitty needs a name.
Yes,
Needs a
I was sat here
That
going,
was-
You lucky duck.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Oh, you know, we are meant to have a viewer decision. That we could right at the end here have a viewer decision for naming the cat.
Oh god, the stakes are
we
so
have a
high.
The stakes are
Do we have
so
a-
high. We do. 20 retweets.
Well, let's do it. It's a black and white kitty.
All right, underneath this line of chat, folks. There we
Straight.
go. Holy moly. Wow,
Amazing.
amazing fun. That is our third episode, I believe, of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. If you guys enjoyed the show, let us know. If you haven't followed the show yet, hit the follow button. Join us. Throw out an idea in chat for the name of the kitty. Man, stick around. We're about to give away a set of tabletop loot dice and do our next show, which is the Game of Thrones War of the Roses. I get to be in a DMC for this one. It's going to be fun as we're at a tournament and we get to do a joust, which I am super hyped for. But holy moly, this episode was fun. Let's go around a custom crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? And of course, where can we find you guys online? Greg, great job tonight. How was that, my friend?
Oh, I had a great time. I love this group. I miss my man Myth. I'm sure he'll be back soon. Godspeed, my buddy. If I get to throw out Lucy Fur is fantastic. I just saw that in chat. That's a good one. I'm a fan of Sylvester too. They're all great. They're a bunch of good ones. This is a great group. When we did the session 0, I told the cast and I told chat that you just know when people are putting characters together that there's going to be an awesome dynamic, and it just really, really is. Everybody plays off of everybody so well, and I couldn't be happier to be where I am with the front row seat to watch this great cast do its job and do it with gusto. Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. Follow me over there, and I will plug this. Join me on Call of Cthulhu right here on Encounter Roleplay on Wednesdays from 1 to 4 Eastern, where we are tackling the bad boy, Masks of Nyarlathotep, as we, we're in Peru. We're just starting. Join us. It's super fun, and going to be people dying. Anyway, can't wait to be here next week, back in the City of Splendors. See you then.
Awesome stuff. And Pip, how was that?
That's so cool. I love this group so much, and I love being a gobby character. Being a bard is great because it's like, I'm going to persuade you to do a thing. No, really, I'm going to persuade you to do a thing. And now I have kitten, and now I have talking kitten ring, and that's really cool. I love this group so much, and I'm really glad to be a part of it, honestly. Hopefully, Morwen gets to continue being amazing with Giant Cat Friend, and obviously other friends. But my name is Tiny Pixels, 2 X's. 3 X's would be a different website. I'm a weekend streamer, so on the weekends you can see me over on my Twitch channel doing a bunch of things. During the weekdays you can catch me basically moaning about the games industry on Twitter. All the same, everywhere you go. Thank you for having me. As always, you guys are freaking wonderful. I love doing these so much. So much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Pip. And James, how was that, my friend?
That was so amazing. I love what Greg is doing with this campaign. I love seeing it from the opposite end. I co-wrote Waterdeep Dragon Heist with Chris Perkins and James Intricasso, and even though my anti-metagaming hat is solidly on my head, there's so much new stuff that Greg has put into this campaign that I hardly need to use it. So I am a game designer. You can see what I do over at dndbeyond.com or on my Twitter at JamesJHake. But I also have a D&D show of my own called Worlds Apart, and you can check it out on YouTube. Look at its Twitter profile at Worlds Apart Show. Thanks.
Awesome. Fantastic stuff. And last but not least, Vandy, how was that?
It was amazing. It was amazing. I love being able to flex the barbarian muscles for the first time. This is my first time playing a barbarian too, and I love it. I love it. I can't wait to play more in this campaign. But If you want to see more of me, you can find me at twitch.tv/omgvandy. I stream on Saturdays on my own channel, Fridays on Metamancer's channel for a Warhammer 40k campaign, and starting up on Sunday, Season 3 of our new campaign on, oh my god, why am I blanking? My brain is not working. On Table Story, Sparks of Eternity, we're going to be coming back for Season 3, and that's starting on Sunday, so I'm really excited to come back to that. We got all new characters, woo! Can't wait.
Woo. Awesome. Fantastic stuff. Well, my friends, it looks like the votes are in, and Lucifer is a strong winner so far. I'll keep an eye on the poll in case that changes in the meantime, but Lucifer is looking strong.
We have some late polling. Will, can I say one thing? If I have never in my life wanted an animated... I love character art. Character art's the absolute best. We have great stuff by Nick right here. I never wanted an animated character piece as much as I wanted Ruva going into a rage where it looks like her lightning bolt fur is actually lightning bolts.
Yeah.
That is the dopest shit. That is super cool. Anyway, I'm done.
Absolutely great. That was fucking awesome. But we'll be back next week, same time, 5 p.m. Eastern, every Monday for more Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We're going to head into our next show, give away some beautiful dice. But until next time, my friends, try not to roll too many nat ones because we want to be there laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.